Welcome to Speak English Fluently, daily practice for beginners and intermediate learners. If you're watching this, you've already taken the first step toward improving your English. Whether you're a beginner just starting out or an intermediate learner looking to become more confident, this video is for you. Learning a new language is a journey, and every journey begins with a single step. By choosing to focus on your English skills today, you are investing in yourself and your future. This decision can open doors to new opportunities, friendships, and experiences that you might never have imagined. Learning a new language can feel overwhelming at times. You might look at native speakers and wonder if you'll ever be able to speak as fluently as they do. You might worry about your accent, your grammar, or whether people will understand you. These feelings are completely normal. Everyone who has ever learned a new language has felt nervous or unsure at some point. The important thing to remember is that fluency is not about perfection. It's not about speaking without any mistakes or having a perfect accent. Fluency is about communication. It's about being able to express your ideas, understand others, and connect with people from around the world. The most important thing is to practice every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Many learners feel nervous or afraid of making mistakes. Maybe you worry that people will laugh at you, or that you'll say something wrong and embarrass yourself. But here's a secret. Everyone makes mistakes when learning a language. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes. The key is to see mistakes as opportunities to learn, not as failures. Every time you try, you get a little better. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new. So, be kind to yourself and celebrate your progress. Remember that every word you learn, every sentence you speak, and every conversation you have is a step forward. It's important to set realistic goals for your English practice. Maybe you want to learn 5 new words a day, have a short conversation with a friend, or watch a video in English without subtitles. Whatever your goals are, write them down and review them regularly. This will help you stay motivated and see how much you're improving. When you achieve a goal, no matter how small, take a moment to celebrate your success. This positive reinforcement will help you stay motivated and make learning English a more enjoyable experience. Consistency is more important than intensity. Practicing for 10 minutes every day is better than studying for 2 hours once a week. When you practice a little bit every day, you give your brain time to absorb new information and build new connections. This makes it easier to remember what you've learned and use it in real-life situations. Make English a part of your daily routine. Listen to English music while you cook. Read a short article before bed, or talk to yourself in English as you go about your day. The more you surround yourself with English, the more natural it will become. One of the best ways to improve your English is to make it a part of your everyday life. You don't have to wait for a formal lesson or a classroom setting to practice. There are so many ways to use English in your daily routine. For example, you can label objects around your house with their English names. Every time you see the label, say the word out loud. This will help you remember new vocabulary and make it easier to recall when you need it. You can also keep a journal in English. Write a few sentences every day about what you did, how you felt, or what you're planning for tomorrow. This will help you practice writing and organizing your thoughts in English. Another great way to practice is to find a language partner. This could be a friend who is also learning English, a native speaker who wants to learn your language, or someone you meet online. Having regular conversations with a language partner will help you build confidence and improve your speaking skills. Don't worry if you make mistakes or if you don't understand everything at first. The important thing is to keep trying and to learn from each conversation. Listening is also an important part of language learning. Try to listen to English as much as possible. This could be through music, podcasts, movies, or TV shows. At first, you might not understand everything, and that's okay. Focus on getting the general idea and picking out words or phrases that you recognize. Over time, your listening skills will improve, and you'll start to understand more and more. If you find something you really enjoy, like a favorite song or TV show, listen to it multiple times. Repetition will help you remember new words and phrases. Reading is another great way to improve your English. Start with materials that are at your level, such as children's books, simple articles, or graded readers. As you become more comfortable, challenge yourself with more difficult texts. Try to read a little bit every day, even if it's just a few paragraphs. When you come across a new word, try to guess its meaning from the context before looking it up. This will help you develop your reading skills and expand your vocabulary. Don't forget about pronunciation. Many learners worry about their accent or about pronouncing words correctly. While it's important to be understood, you don't need to have a perfect accent to communicate effectively. Focus on being clear and understandable. If you're not sure how to pronounce a word, use online resources or language apps to listen to native speakers. Practice repeating the words and sentences until you feel comfortable. Recording yourself and listening to the playback can also help you identify areas for improvement. It's also helpful to set specific, achievable goals for your English practice. For example, you might decide to learn 5 new words every day, have a short conversation with a friend once a week, or watch a video in English without subtitles. Write down your goals and review them regularly. This will help you stay motivated and see how much you're improving. When you achieve a goal, take a moment to celebrate your success. This positive reinforcement will help you stay motivated and make learning English a more enjoyable experience. Remember that everyone learns at their own pace. Some people pick up new languages quickly, while others need more time. Don't compare yourself to others or get discouraged if you don't see progress right away. The important thing is to keep going and to enjoy the process. Learning a language is not just about memorizing vocabulary and grammar rules. It's about discovering new ways of thinking, seeing the world from a different perspective, and connecting with people from different cultures. If you ever feel stuck or frustrated, take a break and remind yourself why you started learning English in the first place. Maybe you want to travel, get a better job, or make new friends. Whatever your reasons, keep them in mind and let them inspire you to keep going. Remember that every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. It's also important to be patient with yourself. Language learning is a long-term process, and it's normal to have ups and downs along the way. Some days you'll feel like you're making great progress, while other days you might feel stuck or frustrated. That's okay. The important thing is to keep going and to celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Try to make English fun and enjoyable. Find activities that you enjoy, such as watching movies, listening to music, or playing games in English. The more you enjoy the process, the more likely you are to stick with it. Don't be afraid to try new things and experiment with different ways of learning. Everyone is different, and what works for one person might not work for another. Find what works best for you and make it a part of your daily routine. Finally, remember that you are not alone. There are millions of people around the world who are learning English, just like you. Join online communities, participate in language exchange programs, or attend local meetups. Sharing your experiences and learning from others can be a great source of motivation and support. In summary, learning English is a journey that requires patience, persistence, and a positive mindset. Focus on communication, not perfection. Practice every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Set realistic goals, celebrate your progress, and make English a part of your daily life. Be kind to yourself, stay motivated, and remember that every step you take brings you closer to fluency. You have already taken the first step by watching this video. Keep going, and you will achieve your goals. Good luck, and happy learning. Let's start with the basics. Vocabulary and phrases you'll use every day. Mastering these will help you feel more comfortable in common situations, whether you're at work, school, traveling, or just chatting with friends. Building a strong foundation of essential vocabulary and phrases is one of the most important steps in becoming fluent in English. These words and expressions are the building blocks of communication, and once you know them well, you'll find it much easier to express yourself and understand others. First, let's talk about greetings and introductions. These are often the first words you'll use when you meet someone new, and they set the tone for the conversation. Practice saying, "Hello, my name is your name. Nice to meet you." This is a polite and friendly way to introduce yourself. You can also try different variations, such as, "Hi, I'm your name. How are you?" or "Good morning, my name is your name." These small changes can make your English sound more natural and help you feel more confident in different situations. Remember, the way you greet someone can depend on the time of day. In the morning, you can say, "Good morning." In the afternoon, "Good afternoon." And in the evening, "Good evening." If you're saying goodbye, you can use phrases like, "Goodbye," "See you later," or "Have a nice day." After greetings, introductions are the next step. When someone asks, "What's your name?" you can reply, "My name is your name," or simply, "I'm your name." If you want to ask someone else, you can say, "What's your name?" or "May I ask your name?" If you want to be more formal, you can say, "It's a pleasure to meet you." In informal situations, you might say, "Nice to meet you," or "Great to meet you." These simple phrases help you start conversations and make new friends. Next, let's focus on asking and answering questions. These are essential for conversations because they help you learn more about the person you're talking to and keep the conversation going. Practice questions like, "Where are you from?" "What do you do?" "How was your day?" and "Can you help me?" These are common questions that you'll hear in many different situations. Practice answering them too. For example, "I'm from Brazil. I work as a teacher. My day was good, thank you. Yes, I can help you." The more you practice these questions and answers, the more comfortable you'll feel when you use them in real life. Let's look at some more examples of common questions and answers. If someone asks, "Where do you live?" you can say, "I live in your city or country." If they ask, "How old are you?" you can reply, "I'm your age, years old." If someone asks, "Do you have any siblings?" you can say, "Yes, I have a brother and a sister," or "No, I'm an only child." These are simple, everyday questions that help you get to know people and share information about yourself. In addition to questions and answers, there are many common expressions that make your English sound more natural. These are phrases that native speakers use all the time, and learning them will help you sound more fluent. Try phrases like, "That's a good idea," "I'm not sure," "Could you repeat that, please?" and "I don't understand." These are useful in almost any conversation. For example, if someone suggests something and you agree, you can say, "That's a good idea." If you're not sure about something, you can say, "I'm not sure," or "I don't know." If you didn't hear or understand what someone said, you can politely ask, "Could you repeat that, please?" or "Can you say that again?" If you don't understand something, it's okay to say, "I don't understand," or "Can you explain that, please?" These phrases show that you're interested in the conversation and willing to learn. Let's do a quick practice together. Imagine you're meeting someone new. Repeat after me. "Hello, my name is your name. Where are you from?" "I'm from your country." "What do you do?" "I'm a your job or student." Practice these phrases out loud. The more you say them, the more natural they will feel. Speaking out loud is very important because it helps your mouth and brain get used to forming the words and sentences. Don't worry if you make mistakes at first. The important thing is to keep practicing and to get comfortable using these phrases in real conversations. Now let's expand your vocabulary with some more useful words and phrases for everyday situations. For example, when you go shopping, you might need to ask, "How much is this?" or "Do you have this in a different size?" If you're at a restaurant, you can say, "Can I see the menu, please?" or "I'd like to order food or drink." If you need help, you can say, "Excuse me, can you help me?" or "I'm looking for something." These phrases are very practical and will help you in many different situations. Let's look at some more examples. If you're traveling, you might need to ask for directions. You can say, "Excuse me, where is the nearest bus stop?" or "How do I get to the train station?" If you're lost, you can say, "I'm lost. Can you help me find my hotel?" If you need to use the bathroom, you can ask, "Where is the restroom?" or "Is there a bathroom nearby?" These are simple but very important phrases to know when you're in a new place. When you're meeting new people, it's also helpful to know how to talk about your hobbies and interests. You can say, "I like to read books. I enjoy playing soccer," or "My favorite hobby is cooking." If someone asks, "What do you like to do in your free time?" you can answer with, In my free time, I like to watch movies, or I enjoy listening to music. Sharing your interests is a great way to connect with others and make new friends. Let's practice a short conversation using some of these phrases. A. Hello, my name is Maria. Nice to meet you. B. Hi Maria, I'm John. Nice to meet you too. A. Where are you from, John? B. I'm from Canada. And you? A. I'm from Brazil. B. What do you do? A. I'm a student. How about you? B. I work as a nurse. A. That's interesting. What do you like to do in your free time? B. I like to play tennis and watch movies. How about you? A. I enjoy reading books and cooking. This simple conversation uses many of the phrases we've talked about. Practice having similar conversations with a friend or by yourself. The more you practice, the easier it will become to use these phrases naturally. Let's add some more useful expressions for everyday situations. If you want to agree with someone, you can say, I agree, or that's true. If you disagree, you can say, I don't think so, or I'm not sure about that. If you want to show interest, you can say, really, or that's interesting. If you want to change the topic, you can say, by the way, or speaking of something. These small phrases help you sound more natural and keep the conversation flowing. It's also important to know some polite expressions. Saying, please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me are very important in English-speaking cultures. For example, if you ask for something, say, can I have a glass of water, please? When someone gives you something, say thank you. If someone thanks you, reply with, you're welcome. If you need to get someone's attention, say, excuse me. If you accidentally bump into someone, say, sorry. These polite expressions show respect and make a good impression. Let's practice using some of these polite expressions. A. Excuse me, can you help me? B. Of course. What do you need? A. Can you tell me where the nearest bank is? B. Yes, it's just around the corner. A. Thank you very much. B. You're welcome. Now let's talk about some useful phrases for making plans. If you want to invite someone to do something, you can say, would you like to go to the movies? Or, do you want to have lunch together? If you want to accept an invitation, you can say, yes, I'd love to. Or, that sounds great. If you need to say no, you can say, I'm sorry, I can't. Or maybe another time. If you want to suggest a time, you can say, how about tomorrow at 3 o'clock? Or, let's meet at the cafe at 5. Making plans is a big part of everyday conversation, so practice these phrases often. Let's practice a short conversation about making plans. A. Would you like to go for coffee this afternoon? B. Yes, I'd love to. A. Great. What time is good for you? B. How about 4 o'clock? A. That works for me. See you then. B. See you. As you can see, these simple phrases help you communicate clearly and make plans with others. The more you practice, the more confident you'll feel. Finally, let's talk about some phrases for handling problems or difficult situations. If you don't understand something, you can say, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Or, could you explain that, please? If you need someone to speak more slowly, you can say, could you speak more slowly, please? If you need help, you can say, can you help me, please? Or, I need some help. If you make a mistake, it's okay to say, I'm sorry, or that was my mistake. These phrases will help you handle any situation with confidence. To sum up, learning essential vocabulary and phrases for everyday use is a key part of becoming fluent in English. Start with greetings and introductions. Practice asking and answering common questions, and learn useful expressions for different situations. Don't forget to use polite phrases and practice making plans. The more you practice these words and phrases, the more natural they will feel. Speak out loud, have conversations with friends, and use English as much as possible in your daily life. Remember, the goal is not to be perfect, but to communicate and connect with others. Keep practicing, and you'll see your confidence and fluency grow every day. Now, let's put your vocabulary into action with speaking exercises and dialogues. This is where your English learning really comes alive. It's one thing to memorize words and phrases, but it's another to use them in real conversations. The more you practice speaking, the more comfortable and confident you'll become. One of the best ways to practice is through role-playing. Role-playing means pretending you are in a real-life situation and acting out both sides of a conversation. This helps you prepare for situations you might face in everyday life, such as ordering food, asking for directions, or making small talk with someone new. Let's start with a simple role-play at a cafe. Imagine you walk into a cafe and want to order a coffee. Here's a basic dialogue you can practice. Hello, I'd like a coffee, please. Would you like milk or sugar? Yes, milk, please. No sugar. Anything else? No, thank you. That's all. This short conversation covers several important skills: making a polite request, responding to questions, and ending the conversation politely. Try saying both parts of the dialogue out loud. First, be the customer, then switch and be the server. You can even record yourself and listen to your pronunciation. This will help you notice any words or sounds that are difficult for you, and you can practice them until you feel more comfortable. Let's expand this cafe dialogue a little more to include some extra details. Good morning. How can I help you? Good morning. I'd like a cappuccino, please. Would you like that with regular milk or soy milk? Regular milk, please. Would you like anything to eat? Yes, I'll have a croissant, please. Is that for here or to go? For here, please. Great. That will be $5. Here you go. Thank you. Your order will be ready soon. Practicing longer dialogues like this helps you get used to the flow of conversation and prepares you for real-life situations. You can change the order, the drink, or the food to make the conversation different each time. For example, try ordering tea instead of coffee, or ask for a sandwich instead of a croissant. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. Pronunciation is a key part of speaking clearly and being understood. English has many sounds that might not exist in your native language, so it's important to practice them. One fun way to improve your pronunciation is by practicing tongue twisters. Tongue twisters are sentences that use similar sounds and are difficult to say quickly. For example, try saying, "She sells seashells by the seashore," or Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. At first you might find these difficult, but with practice you'll get better. Tongue twisters help you practice difficult sounds, improve your fluency, and make your mouth more flexible for speaking English. Another useful exercise is the shadowing technique. Shadowing means listening to a short audio clip in English and then repeating what you hear, trying to match the speaker's speed, rhythm, and intonation. This technique helps you sound more natural and improves your listening skills at the same time. You can find short audio clips online, such as news reports, podcasts, or even scenes from movies or TV shows. Listen to a sentence, pause the audio, and repeat it out loud. Try to copy the way the speaker says the words, including their tone and emphasis. This will help you develop a more natural accent and improve your overall speaking ability. If you have a partner to practice with, that's great. You can take turns being the customer and the server, or practice other types of conversations. For example, you can pretend you're at a hotel, checking in for the night. Good evening. I have a reservation for tonight. Welcome. May I have your name, please? Yes, it's Anna Smith. Thank you, Ms. Smith. Here is your room key. Your room is on the 3rd floor. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Enjoy your stay. If you don't have a partner, don't worry. You can still practice by talking to yourself. This might feel strange at first, but it's a very effective way to build your confidence. Describe what you're doing as you go about your day. For example, when you wake up, say, "I'm getting out of bed. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making breakfast." When you leave the house, say, "I'm going to work. I'm taking the bus. I'm meeting my friend." This kind of self-talk helps you practice forming sentences and using new vocabulary. In context, you can also practice by narrating your actions or describing things around you. For example, look around your room and say, "There is a table in the corner. The window is open. I see a book on the desk." This helps you practice using different sentence structures and vocabulary. If you want to challenge yourself, try describing your feelings or thoughts. "I feel happy today because the sun is shining. I'm a little nervous about my meeting, but I'm prepared." The more you practice speaking, the more comfortable you'll become with expressing yourself in English. Let's try another practical dialogue. Imagine you're asking for directions on the street. "Excuse me, can you help me?" "Of course. What do you need?" I'm looking for the train station. It's 2 blocks down this street, then turn left. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Have a nice day. This is a very common situation, especially if you're traveling. Practice both parts of the conversation. Try changing the location. Ask for the nearest bank, supermarket, or post office. The more you practice, the easier it will be to remember these phrases when you need them. Another useful exercise is to practice making phone calls. Speaking on the phone can be challenging because you can't see the other person's face or gestures. Here's a simple phone conversation you can practice. Hello, this is John. May I speak to Sarah, please? Hello, John. This is Sarah. Hi, Sarah. How are you? I'm good, thank you. How about you? I'm fine, thanks. I wanted to ask if you're free for lunch tomorrow. Yes, I am. What time? How about 12:30? That sounds good. See you then? See you. Practicing phone conversations helps you get used to speaking clearly and listening carefully. You can also practice leaving a message. Hello, this is Maria. I'm calling to confirm my appointment for tomorrow. Please call me back when you get this message. Thank you. If you want to improve your fluency, try telling short stories or talking about your day. For example, you can say, yesterday I went to the park with my friend. We walked around the lake and had ice cream. It was a beautiful day. Or, last weekend I visited my family. We had a big dinner and played games together. I had a lot of fun. Telling stories helps you practice using the past tense and connecting sentences together. You can also practice by describing pictures or scenes. Find a photo online or in a magazine and describe what you see. In this picture, there are 3 people sitting at a table. They are eating lunch and talking. There is a dog under the table. This exercise helps you practice using descriptive language and improves your ability to think in English. Another great way to practice is by asking and answering questions about yourself. For example, what is your favorite food? My favorite food is pizza. What do you like to do in your free time? I like to read books and go for walks. Do you have any pets? Yes, I have a cat named Luna. Practicing. These questions and answers helps you prepare for real conversations and makes it easier to talk about yourself. If you want to challenge yourself, try practicing more complex situations, such as making a complaint or giving your opinion. For example, imagine you're at a restaurant and your food is cold. Excuse me, my food is cold. Could you please heat it up? I'm sorry about that. I'll take it back to the kitchen right away. Thank you very much. Or practice giving your opinion. I think learning English is very important because it helps you communicate with people from different countries. In my opinion, reading books is a great way to relax and learn new things. Giving your opinion helps you practice expressing yourself and using more advanced vocabulary. Remember, the key to improving your speaking skills is practice, practice, practice. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every time you speak, you're getting better. Try to use English as much as possible in your daily life. Talk to yourself, practice with a partner, or join an English conversation group online. The more you speak, the more confident you'll become. You can also use technology to help you practice. There are many language learning apps and websites where you can practice speaking with native speakers or other learners. Some apps let you record your voice and compare it to a native speaker. Others offer conversation practice with real people through video or voice chat. Take advantage of these resources to get more speaking practice. Finally, remember to have fun with your practice. Play games in English, sing along to your favorite English songs, or watch movies and repeat the lines out loud. The more enjoyable you make your practice, the more likely you are to stick with it. In summary, practical speaking exercises and dialogues are essential for building your confidence and fluency in English. Use role-playing to practice real-life situations. Try tongue twisters and the shadowing technique to improve your pronunciation and speak as much as possible, whether with a partner or by yourself. Describe your actions, tell stories, ask and answer questions, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every time you practice, you're one step closer to speaking English fluently. Keep practicing, stay positive, and enjoy your journey to English fluency. Listening is just as important as speaking when it comes to learning English. In fact, the more you listen, the more you'll understand how English is used in real life. Listening helps you get used to the natural rhythm, pronunciation, and intonation of the language. It also exposes you to new vocabulary, common expressions, and the way native speakers connect their words and ideas. If you want to become fluent, you need to train your ears as much as your mouth. Many learners focus on speaking and reading, but listening is the key that unlocks true understanding and confidence in real conversations. To get started, it's important to choose listening materials that match your current level. If you're a beginner, don't jump straight into complicated movies or fast-paced news reports. Instead, start with children's shows, simple podcasts, or YouTube videos made for English learners. These resources are designed to be clear, slow, and easy to understand. Children's shows, for example, use simple language, lots of repetition, and clear pronunciation. They're not just for kids. Many adults find them helpful for building a strong foundation in listening. Podcasts for beginners are another great option. There are many podcasts that focus on basic English conversations, daily routines, and common situations. These often come with transcripts, so you can read along as you listen. This helps you connect the spoken words with their written forms, making it easier to recognize them in the future. YouTube is also full of channels dedicated to English learners. Look for videos labeled Slow English, Easy English, or English for Beginners. These videos often include subtitles and explanations, which can be very helpful when you're just starting out. As you become more comfortable, you can move on to intermediate materials. Try watching movies, TV shows, or news reports in English. At this level, you'll hear more natural speech, including slang, idioms, and different accents. Don't worry if you don't understand everything at first. The goal is to get used to the sound of English and to pick up the main ideas. Over time, you'll start to recognize more words and phrases, and your understanding will improve. One of the most important things to remember is that you don't need to understand every single word. When you listen to native speakers, especially in movies or on TV, they often speak quickly, use informal language, and sometimes even mumble. This can be challenging, but it's completely normal. Instead of trying to catch every word, focus on the main ideas. What are the speakers talking about? What is the general topic? Are they happy, sad, angry, or excited? Understanding the context and the emotions behind the words is just as important as understanding the words themselves. A great way to improve your listening skills is to listen to the same audio multiple times. The first time you listen, just relax and try to get the general idea. Don't worry about the details. The second time, write down any words or phrases you recognize. This helps you focus on the language you already know and builds your confidence. The third time, try to repeat what you hear. This is called shadowing, and it's a powerful technique for improving both your listening and speaking skills. By repeating after the speaker, you practice pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation, and you train your brain to process English more quickly. You can use this method with any audio material, a short podcast, a scene from a movie, or even a song. Start with something short, just a minute or two. Listen once for the main idea, then again for details, and finally, try to repeat or write down what you hear. Over time, you'll notice that you can understand more and more, even when the language is fast or complex. Another important aspect of listening is getting used to different accents. English is spoken all over the world, and accents can vary a lot. The way someone from the United States speaks can be very different from someone from the United Kingdom, Australia, South Africa, or India. Even within one country, there are many regional accents. At first, you might find some accents easier to understand than others. That's normal. The more you expose yourself to different accents, the better you'll become at understanding English in any context. To practice listening to different accents, try watching videos or listening to podcasts from various English-speaking countries. For example, you can watch American TV shows, British documentaries, Australian news reports, or interviews with people from different backgrounds. Many language learning websites and apps offer listening exercises with a variety of accents. You can also find YouTube channels where people compare accents or explain the differences between them. This kind of exposure will help you feel more comfortable when you meet people from different places or when you travel. Using subtitles can be very helpful, especially when you're just starting out. Subtitles allow you to see the words as you hear them, which helps you connect the sounds with their written forms. This is especially useful for learning new vocabulary and understanding difficult accents. However, it's important not to rely on subtitles forever. As your listening skills improve, challenge yourself to watch or listen without subtitles. Start by turning them off for a few minutes, then gradually increase the time. This will force you to focus on the spoken language and train your ears to pick up the sounds and patterns of English. If you find it difficult to listen without subtitles, try using closed captions in English instead of subtitles in your native language. This way, you're still reading in English, which reinforces your listening and reading skills at the same time. Over time, you'll find that you need subtitles less and less, and you'll be able to understand more just by listening. Another useful strategy is to listen for keywords or signal words in a conversation. Native speakers often use certain words or phrases to signal what they're going to say next. For example, they might say, "First of all," "on the other hand," for example, or "in conclusion." These words help you follow the structure of the conversation and understand the main points, even if you miss some of the details. Practice listening for these signal words and see if you can predict what the speaker will say next. Songs are another fun and effective way to improve your listening skills. Music is full of rhythm, rhyme, and repetition, which makes it easier to remember new words and phrases. Choose songs you enjoy and listen to them several times. Try to write down the lyrics or find them online and read along as you listen. Sing along if you can. This will help you practice pronunciation and intonation, and it's a great way to make learning English more enjoyable. Podcasts and audiobooks are also excellent resources for listening practice. There are podcasts on almost every topic imaginable, from news and science to comedy and storytelling. Choose topics that interest you and listen regularly. Many podcasts offer transcripts, which you can use to check your understanding. Audiobooks are a great way to enjoy stories while improving your listening skills. Start with books that are not too difficult and listen to a few minutes each day. If you want to challenge yourself, try listening to real conversations between native speakers. These can be found in interviews, talk shows, or reality TV programs. Real conversations are often less formal and more spontaneous than scripted shows or news reports. You'll hear people interrupting each other, using slang, and speaking quickly. This can be difficult at first, but it's the best way to prepare for real-life situations. It's also helpful to set specific goals for your listening practice. For example, you might decide to listen to one podcast episode every day, watch a movie in English once a week, or spend 10 minutes each morning listening to the news. Write down your goals and track your progress. This will help you stay motivated and see how much you're improving. Don't be discouraged if you find listening difficult at first. It's normal to feel frustrated when you can't understand everything. Remember, even native speakers sometimes have trouble understanding different accents or fast speech. The key is to keep practicing and to be patient with yourself. Every time you listen, you're training your brain to recognize the sounds and patterns of English. Try to make listening a part of your daily routine. Listen to English while you're cooking, cleaning, or commuting. Even if you're not paying full attention, your brain is still absorbing the language. The more you listen, the more familiar English will become. If you want to test your understanding, try summarizing what you heard. After listening to a podcast or watching a video, pause and ask yourself, what was the main idea? What were the most important points? Can you repeat any of the sentences or phrases? This will help you check your comprehension and reinforce what you've learned. You can also practice listening with a friend or language partner. Listen to the same audio, then discuss it together. What did you understand? What words were new or difficult? Can you answer questions about the content? This kind of active listening helps you engage with the material and learn more effectively. Finally, remember that listening is a skill that takes time to develop. The more you practice, the better you'll become. Don't be afraid to listen to things that are a little bit difficult. Challenge yourself, but also be kind to yourself. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. The most important part of learning English is building your confidence. Confidence is what allows you to use the language in real situations, to speak up even when you're unsure, and to keep going even when you make mistakes. It's normal to feel nervous or shy when you're learning a new language, especially when you're speaking with native speakers or in front of a group. But remember, every English speaker, no matter how fluent, started as a beginner. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll feel, and the more your confidence will grow. One of the best ways to build confidence is to make English a part of your daily life. Don't limit your practice to just the classroom or your study time. Look for opportunities to use English throughout your day. For example, you can change the language settings on your phone or computer to English. This will help you get used to seeing and using English in everyday situations. You can also label objects around your house with their English names, so you see and say the words every time you use them. Another great way to immerse yourself in English is to join online communities. There are many forums, social media groups, and websites where people from all over the world come together to practice English. These communities are often very supportive and welcoming to learners of all levels. You can ask questions, share your experiences, and even make friends who are also learning English. Participating in these groups gives you a chance to use English in a real meaningful way, and it can be a lot of fun. Language exchange programs are another excellent resource. In a language exchange, you find a partner who wants to learn your native language, and in return, they help you practice English. You can meet online or in person, and you can take turns speaking each language. This is a great way to practice speaking and listening in a relaxed, friendly environment. It also gives you a chance to learn about another culture and make a new friend. If you prefer one-on-one practice, try to find a speaking partner. This could be a friend, a tutor, or someone you meet through a language exchange website. Regular conversations with a partner will help you get used to thinking and speaking in English. Don't worry if your partner is not a native speaker. What matters is that you're both practicing and learning together. If you don't have a partner, you can still practice by talking to yourself. Describe what you're doing, talk about your plans for the day, or tell a story out loud. The more you use English, the faster you'll improve. Tracking your progress is another important part of building confidence. When you're learning a language, it can sometimes feel like you're not making any progress, especially if you focus only on what you don't know yet. That's why it's so helpful to keep a journal of your learning. Write down new words you learn, conversations you have, or videos you watch in English. You can also write about your feelings, your goals, and your achievements. Looking back at your journal after a few weeks or months will show you just how far you've come. Celebrate your achievements no matter how small. Did you have your first conversation in English? Did you understand a song or a movie without subtitles? Did you learn 10 new words this week? These are all important milestones, and you should be proud of them. Reward yourself for your hard work, maybe with a treat, a break, or by sharing your success with a friend. Positive reinforcement will help you stay motivated and make learning English a more enjoyable experience. It's also important to remember that everyone learns at their own pace. Some people pick up new languages quickly, while others need more time. Don't compare yourself to others. Focus on your own journey and be proud of your progress. If you ever feel discouraged, remind yourself why you started learning English in the first place. Maybe you want to travel, get a new job, or make friends from around the world. Whatever your reason, keep it in mind and let it inspire you to keep going. Mistakes are a natural part of learning. In fact, making mistakes is one of the best ways to learn. Every time you make a mistake, you have an opportunity to learn something new. Don't be afraid to speak up, even if you're not sure you're saying something correctly. Most people will appreciate your effort and will be happy to help you. Remember, communication is more important than perfection. The goal is to express yourself and understand others, not to speak without any errors. As you continue your English journey, set new goals for yourself. Goals give you something to work toward and help you measure your progress. Your goals can be big or small. Maybe you want to have a 5-minute conversation in English, write an email to a friend, or watch a movie without subtitles. As you achieve your goals, set new ones that challenge you a little more. This will keep you motivated and help you keep moving forward. Staying motivated is one of the biggest challenges in language learning. There will be days when you feel tired, busy, or frustrated. That's normal. The key is to keep going, even when it's hard. Find ways to make learning English fun and interesting. Listen to music, watch your favorite TV shows, read books or articles about topics you enjoy, or play games in English. The more you enjoy the process, the more likely you are to stick with it. It can also help to connect your English learning to your personal interests and goals. For example, if you love cooking, try reading recipes or watching cooking videos in English. If you're interested in sports, follow your favorite teams or athletes on English language websites or social media. If you want to travel, learn about the places you want to visit and practice the vocabulary you'll need. When you see how English can help you do the things you love, you'll feel more motivated to keep learning. Don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone. Try new things, even if they seem difficult at first. Join a conversation group, give a short presentation, or write a story in English. Every new experience will help you grow and become more confident. Remember, the more you challenge yourself, the more you'll learn. It's also important to be patient with yourself. Language learning is a long-term process, and it's normal to have ups and downs along the way. Some days you'll feel like you're making great progress, while other days you might feel stuck or frustrated. That's okay. The important thing is to keep going and to celebrate your progress, no matter how small. If you ever feel stuck, try changing your routine. Try a new app, watch a different type of video, or find a new conversation partner. Sometimes a small change can make a big difference and help you feel excited about learning again. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. There are millions of people around the world who are learning English, just like you. Reach out to others, share your experiences, and support each other. Learning together can make the process more enjoyable and less stressful. As you continue to improve, you'll notice that English becomes a bigger part of your life. You'll start to think in English, dream in English, and even make jokes in English. This is a sign that you're becoming more fluent and comfortable with the language. Enjoy these moments and be proud of how far you've come. Finally, remember that fluency is a journey, not a destination. There will always be more to learn, new words to discover, and new experiences to enjoy. The most important thing is to keep practicing, believe in yourself, and enjoy the process. Every day you practice, you're getting better. Every conversation, every new word, and every small achievement brings you closer to your goals. Thank you for joining me in this video and for taking the time to invest in yourself and your future. Learning English is a wonderful journey that can open doors to new opportunities, friendships, and experiences. Practice every day, stay motivated, and believe in yourself. You can do it. Remember, the world is full of people who are cheering you on and who want to see you succeed. Keep going and enjoy every step of your English journey.